The polished silence of the servants' hall is not merely a backdrop for aristocratic drama, but a fortress built from decades of unspoken labor, and true justice requires not exposing the butler as a convenient scapegoat, but dismantling the class hierarchy that rendered his humanity invisible long before the crime was committed. In The Mystery of Lady Sedgwick's Butler, Ann Sutton delivers a Golden Age-style mystery that transforms the upstairs-downstairs trope into a profound exploration of domestic erasure and female epistemology, proving that in manners defined by rigid protocol, truth isn't found in parlor revelations, it's forged in the radical act of listening to those the estate was designed to silence. This isn't merely another vintage whodunit with stiff upper lips. It's a psychologically precise narrative where every silver polish feels like both duty and defiance. Consent to investigate is negotiated through respect for lived experience rather than assumed authority, and healing means honoring the person beneath the livery when society demands they remain furniture. From the first beeswax and lavender narration, listeners are immersed in a world where service is syntax and presence is the only reliable clue. Perfect for fans of emotionally intelligent historical mysteries and stories where female intuition defies patriarchal erasure, this audiobook serves up atmospheric elegance, relentless emotional honesty, and protagonists whose journey from curious guest to sovereign truth-teller resonates with anyone who's ever sensed rot beneath the gilded veneer. When amateur sleuth Gwendoline Hartwell visits Lady Sedgwick's estate for a weekend house party, she expects polite distraction, not to discover the butler's sudden disappearance mirrors the exact pattern of suppression used against staff whose loyalty was deemed expendable, and the housemaid Alora Vance's quiet hesitation reveals she's been carrying the same unspoken grief over lost colleagues that Gwendoline has spent years editing out of respectable detachment. But as they navigate hidden passages and fractured trust, Gwendoline realizes this mystery isn't about attribution, it's about integration. Sutton masterfully avoids reducing Gwendoline to nosy spinster or Alara to helpless servant. Instead, she crafts a partnership rooted in radical reciprocity within constraint, where trust is earned through honoring boundaries even as danger blurs them, and where intimacy emerges from seeing each other beyond assigned roles. The audiobook narration amplifies this emotional alchemy, capturing Gwendoline's disciplined composure softening into fierce clarity, and Alara's guarded vigilance revealing warmth beneath stoic professionalism. You don't just hear the mystery unfold, you feel the seismic shift of two women learning that some truths can only be spoken when you stop letting titles define who matters. What elevates The Mystery of Lady Sedgwick's Butler beyond typical Golden Age fare is its nuanced portrayal of domestic service as inherited trauma rather than narrative device. Gwendoline isn't merely solving a crime, she's confronting how aristocratic culture taught her to equate worth with compliance, challenging the notion that safety requires emotional distance from those who serve. Alara doesn't assist her through obedience. She creates space where Gwendoline's intuitions can lead without diminishment, honoring her autonomy even as her own institutional walls crumble. Their relationship evolves through acts of radical reciprocity, sharing silences during midnight kitchen vigils that bypass performance, establishing protocols that protect both household integrity and psychological safety, and defending staff's right to grieve against employers who mistake skepticism for insubordination. Supporting characters add vital texture, fellow servants whose loyalty and code suppress shame, aristocrats whose concern carries intergenerational weight, even the manor itself, rendered as living archive whose paneled halls absorb centuries of unspoken bargains. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In systems built on erasure, attention is insurgency, and presence is the only sustainable resource. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive sensory descent into elegant reckoning. The narrator embodies Gwendoline and Alara with remarkable distinction. Gwendoline's voice carries crisp intelligence laced with dawning sovereignty, while Alara's tone trembles with suppressed conviction beneath disciplined cadence, making their chemistry palpable even during conflict. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming immersion. Distant clock chimes marking temporal rhythm, rain against leaded windows during vulnerable confessions, the hushed rustle of aprons syncing with breath during moments of revelation, all anchor psychological stakes and tangible reality. Pacing mirrors the cadence of domestic investigation, deliberate during reflection and alliance building, then surging with urgency as external pressures collide with internal awakenings. Whether you're commuting through modern limescapes or sitting in twilight solitude, the audiobook creates a portable sanctuary where slowness feels sacred and embodiment feels lifeline. Its storytelling is somatic validation, transforming passive listening into active participation in a journey where justice isn't found in verdicts, but in restoration. Ultimately, The Mystery of Lady Sedgwick's Butler redefines the Golden Age mystery by centering female epistemology within class frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for fair play clues and cathartic resolution, while delivering substantive commentary on domestic labor, masculine vulnerability, and the radical act of trusting embodied knowledge when systems demand conformity. No prior series knowledge is needed. It stands confidently as a complete emotional odyssey. If you've ever wondered whether strength can coexist with softness, or if true mastery requires embracing what others dismiss, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the most powerful act is simply refusing to look away. Press play, step below stairs, and prepare to believe that even in landscapes shaped by silence, hearts still find ways to speak. Your next favorite historical mystery isn't waiting in perfect solves. It's waiting in the brave, trembling choice to honor the whole truth.